Yo guys, we're back. Sorry, I'm eating some good popcorn. But we are going to moment. Let me pull it up here. This wonderful GUI that was created. Alright. What's going on? We're back. Week assignment, it should be week 6 now. Week 6. Alright. We got some more stuff to go over. Midterms are over. For the people who are watching this are in my class, midterms are over. That's always cool. Now it's back to the grind. Alright. As one of my people in previous video commented, I'm going to do this in TextPad now. Okay. Alright. Assignment 6, Program 1. Author, me. Instructor, Dr. Wang. We don't need to know any of that. Goal. Have a program that checks if the length, width, and height of a prism, height of a prism is positive and outputs error if it is not, or it will continue to output should be just continue to output volume and surface area if it is positive. Okay? That's the goal. Class. Well, first, we're going to import what we think we need. Obviously, all I think I need is scanner. I don't think I had to do it to 2 decimal places. I don't think I had to. Class is validate rectangle prism. Remember, always name your classes relative to what they will be doing, what functions they'll have inside of them. Public static void main string of arguments. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys something. Something else. I'm going to start to incorporate different things here. This is the first part I want to teach you guys because this is going to come up in a later program. You see this right here, void? This means that it does not return. This is a non-returning function. Okay, void is non-returning function. Here, I'll even search it for you guys. Well, first. Please. I'm going to search it for you guys. Yep. Void type. In several C is the type, one moment, void type Java. A lack of data type. Void is used as a data type, or rather a lack of data type. It is usually written before the name of the function to indicate the function does not return a value. Okay? I had to show you the definition because somebody was talking to me yesterday and they said that I should include, like, instead of me talking, like, show you it, so I did. Okay, I showed you it. Okay, that's just one of those things. It's void. If you're going to return a data type, like down here, if you want to return something from a function, you would have to do, you could put double here, or whatever, double, character string, whatever you needed to do. Alright, and inside our main, we're going to be taking a string of arguments. We're going to be passing a string of arguments. Double length, double width, double height, double surface area, double volume. I'm declaring my variables, as always. Scanner input equals new scanner, system.in. Scanner is a class. Okay? Input, we're creating a new object of the class. As you can see, we're new scanner, and this is going to be system in. If you want to take in from a file, you could put new file, and you would just do whatever the file name was. But we just want the user to input from the CMD. So we're just using system.in. Next, we're going to print out the line, please enter the length, width, and height. Then we're going to enter the, of course, length is equal to the input.next double, width is equal to input.next double, height is equal to input.next double. What I want to emphasize here, one moment, sorry, some of my teeth. See this? These are in scanner. They're in scanner, and they want to be called. using the input. We're going to take what we have, which is just a random object, and we're going to attach that to dot next double, and that's going to make the system search for a double. And of course, as we see later, if it was wrong, if it was a string, when it was searching for a double, it'll come back as error, invalid, mismatch type. Okay? Make sure you understand that very well. Next, our if statement. If length is greater than 0, and width is greater than 0, and height is greater than 0. What does this mean? And. I don't know if I've taught this before in this tutorial. But and is, if you've heard of Boolean algebra, if you haven't, I think I've referenced that in another video. You have to just go look up a video on Boolean algebra. I might make one when I have time. But all this means, and is, they both have to be true. Okay? So if length and width are greater than 0, if both are true, but and height is greater than 0, so if length and width and height are greater than 0, they're called and operators. And this is how you do the double and. If you want to do or, and what or means is that one or the other could be true. Length could be greater than 0, or width could be greater than 0. But we want and, because they all have to be greater than 0. All have to be. So length is greater than 0, and width is greater than 0, and height is greater than 0. And of course, we have our brackets. And another thing, notice, this is different than my previous functions, because what I'm doing here is I'm not going to determine which one is invalid. I'm just going to simply say if any is invalid, do it. I'm not going to determine which one is I'm not going to determine which one is necessarily invalid. Okay? Just so you know. So you know. For the future. If length is good, yeah. Okay, we already covered that. I'm going to assume you guys have got it. If you still don't get it, just comment me, because I am going to explain this more later. Just hold your horses. Alright. So if they're all greater than 0, then surface area is equal to 2. And this is just a formula you can look up, honestly. I had to look it up because I just got some of that wrong. This length, I thought it was width, but I realized I was an idiot. So I just searched up the formula, and the formula is 2 times width times length plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times height times width. That is the formula for the surface area of a prism. And the volume is just width times height times length. That was pretty easy. Now that we have both of those things, we're going to print out the surface area is blank plus SA. If I wanted to do if I declare decimal format, I could do whatever I did as the object in dot format. But we didn't do that because we weren't asked, we weren't assigned to. Next, system.out.println. You'll notice here, what am I doing right here? \n. That's a new line. It's a new line. You're going to see what that does. It means literally it's just a new line before I call the volume is. Alright, but you'll see that. Plus volume, as you can see, no format is needed, just vol. If all these are not greater than 0, then print out error. Alright? I think it's simple enough. I'm going to put this as prism 1. Copy that. Control save. Control V. Okay, Control 1. Tool has completed successfully. There's no bugs in my program, so we are going to run it. Let's say if it was 34, 23, 45, and 3. The surface area is blank. The volume is blank. Notice what's here. A new line. Because that new line character created a new line before we printed it out. So when system.println, if we did print, it would just essentially, if we deleted that right there, it would still print on the sorry, if we did this, just print, the N would go right here. Watch. I'm having trouble explaining this. Oh, that's invalid. See, look. Now they're right up next to each other. Because this is not printing a whole line. It's just printing that statement, and then this is printing the whole line. So you can essentially view the \n as almost this entire thing. Well, this right here. This is what \n does. It just creates a new line. Okay. Are we cool with that? All right. Now we save it. I don't know why I saved it. Anyway, new. All right. What's our second one we got? Walking through with you guys. All right. Oh, that wasn't it. Oh my. I'm messing up. All right, here we go. Popcorn. Next. What we have to do. Okay. Yeah. Next, we were asked to have a program that checks if the student test scores are positive. If so, output the student's name and average. If not, output error. All right, pretty simple. We're going to import our scanner. We're going to import our decimal format because we were asked on this one to do decimal format. I probably should have put that in the goal to have decimal format, but it's not necessarily required. But just for, if it's confusing you guys, why did decimal format? It's because it was asked, I just didn't put it in the goal. Class student validate scores. Remember, class should be named what the relative goal is. First function, our main function. Public, static, void, main. By the way, I think I've told you in a video that classes always have to have a main function. That is true if that class is going to be the initializing one. That is true. However, there can be classes that have no main function, which means they're not going to be, they're essentially just going to be like right here, import Java util scanner. I don't believe it has a main class. It's just holding different functions we can use. Same thing with decimal format. We're importing these files and they have different classes and stuff. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Yeah, it is. Okay. Public, static, void, main. String of arguments like always. Inside. Uh-oh, boys and girls. Notice what I did. Bad tab work. I think I skipped one. Okay. Wait, no. Okay. We have our 6 test scores right here. We have our 2 names. Names are declared as strings, and we're going to have integer test scores. Because it also, if I was going to do real test scores, I'd put double. But for this case, it just said that the test scores will be integer, so I say integer. Next, scanner input equals new scanner system in. Again, like we've talked about, creating a new object. Decimal format DC. Again, creating a new object. System.out.println. Please enter the student's name, then 3 test scores. I don't think I have to explain that. Name 1. These are really good. Sorry. Name 1 is equal to input.next line. Test 1 is equal to input.next integer. Test 2 is equal to input.next integer. And test 3 is equal to input.next integer. And you'll notice, in this program, I was able to check if either the first student was wrong or the second student. If I didn't want to, I wouldn't have these nested if statements. Alright? If test is greater than 0 and test 2 is greater than 0 and test 3 is greater than 0, we're going to print line, please enter the second student's name if it passes the first student. If it doesn't pass the first student, we'll say first student is wrong down here by this else statement. But if it is correct, then we will ask for the student 2's name and 3 test scores. And you'll notice I put a dummy string here. I'm going to show you what happens when you don't have one when I get through this program. Just know that we need a dummy string in the next line to basically take this, take it, so we can actually input the next time, or else it'll say invalid type. Mismatch exception, actually. Alright, and we're going to take our name to input next line, test 4, input next integer, test 5, next integer, test 6, next integer. If all of those are greater than 0, we're going to print name1 plus comma s average. That's just whoever the name is, something's average is, and we're going to have our DC format in the average. So remember, break this apart. This right here is the decimal format. Right here. We're going to divide that by 3. Okay? Okay. DC format here again. Dividing by 3. Making sure we keep it nice and neat. Actually, I think I did something wrong. I error checked myself just then. Anyway, else, if this is wrong, if it goes wrong, then it'll just print out second student error and it'll exit. That's what's cool about nested if statements. I think I have talked to you guys about nested if statements, but that's what's cool about them. You can do so many things. You can just test for so many things. You can even do more than just test, you know. But that's for a future video. We're gonna save this as student scores 1. Control S. Control V. Control V, please. Did I really? I don't think. Control C. Control S. Control V. There we go. What? 2 errors? What? What? Wait. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. A, boys and girls. Oh! Ladies and gentlemen, that's why we had it there. I was about to say. You know, I'm going to make this a lot neater. As I'm speaking, because I'm noticing this is not what I wanted it to be. Let's try that. Okay. That's a lot better. Anyway, before I do that, what I did here, I noticed what I did was wrong. I shouldn't have had a decimal format because it was just doing these as decimal format. And then if divided by 3, it wouldn't be the decimal. But doing it like this, where you have decimal format, this, and it's being divided within the format, it'll always just output 2. That's just something to know. Make sure you watch your parentheses. I still make those mistakes sometimes when I'm doing, especially when I'm doing long codes, like 500 plus lines. I start making those mistakes. You just gotta keep an eye on it. That's all. It's a debugging process, really. All right. First name, Kobe. What was my midterm score? I think it was a 98. That's another thing. Always cross your T's, dot your I's. On my computer science midterm, I got a 98. And I missed one question. It really pissed me off. Because it was literally, I forgot to go back and change something when I copied and pasted it. That's the dangerous thing about copying and pasting code. You can sometimes forget. But my test score before that was 100. No, it doesn't. I'm going to say so. That was my midterm score. And my quiz was like 96. We'll put John. John got an 89, then a 99, then he got an 87. Bang, look at that. Kobe's average is 89.0. John's average is 91. Okay. You guys understand what we did here? Copy. We just created our variables. Initialize some objects here. Print out the line. Or, sorry, asking for the first 3. After we get the name in first 3, if the first 3 are less than 0, then print out this. But if they are greater than 0, then we'll execute this line. And in this line, we ask for the student's name and 3 test scores. And of course, we have this dummy string here. Remember, dummy string without it, I'm going to show you guys exactly what would happen. Ready for this? It'll work the first time. I'm just going to put random numbers. Ready for this? Yep. Mismatch. Because it's taken the previous thing before this as an input, and it's not going to work like that. Mismatch exception. And honestly, that's something it's going to run across you a lot. I'm not even going to lie. I didn't even put this in my first time coding. Then I realized it was mismatched, and then I looked through it. I was like, oh, that's right. It's just something you have to remember. Some things in programming you have to remember, like a lot of things in life. So, yes. Okay. I'm assuming we got that. I tried to manipulate there, try to help you. Actually, no. One moment. Why would I even do that? That's just dumb. That's just dumb of me. There we go. Okay. Now, why did I close that? Why did I even do that? I was thinking I was done. No, I'm not. We have one more. Exciting coding. Alright. Yeah, this is the fun one. This is the fun one. I like this one. No, not Control S yet. Alright. Our goal is to have a program that checks if the solutions of the quadratic equation exist. If so, output them. This takes a little bit of knowledge. One, it's easy if you know the quadratic equation and stuff, but you have to understand the equation to check if the solutions exist. You could use some very fancy linear algebra here. No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't. That's the best way to do it. Best way to do it is by using I want to eat. I'm just going to search for you guys. Equation exists. Check. Come on, where is that? I want to eat popcorn. None of this is it. You just take... Okay. You just take what's inside the square root and that'll determine how many solutions, if any. You take the b squared minus 4ac. If it's less than 0, there are no solutions. If it's 0, there's one solution. If it's greater than 0, then there is 2 solutions. And we're going to see. But let's start at the beginning. We're going to need format and scanner. But we're also going to need math, because we have a square root in there. So remember, you import math by doing java.lang.math. The class, we're going to name it check quadratic, remember. I always stress, name it relative to what you're doing. Public static void main. That doesn't change for right now. We're declaring our variables a, b, and c, because that's all the quadratic equation has, a, b, and c. We're going to have our 2 answers. We're also going to do char again, because I wanted to make this program a little bit fancy and ask if they wanted to run it again. You know? And understand, this is a real-life application. Right? If you do this, you could literally have this for your math class. Or other people's math class. Like, it's this real thing. We're going to declare our objects, as I've already stressed. our scanner and our decimal format. Now this is interesting. A do-while loop. I think this is something I haven't talked about. A while loop. A while loop terminates until the argument it takes is proven false. Okay? That's just a regular while loop. A do-while loop will do all of this while this is true, or it's not false. Now, what's the difference between a do and a do-while? This is a question I ask a lot of people, and I'm surprised a lot of them get it wrong. The difference is the do-while loop executes the statement at least once. Okay? So if you needed to figure out, you needed to run it again, you do all this, and then it would ask you. This is very useful, because we're not limited by just a while loop at the beginning and have to declare it. We can do all this, and then we can ask if they want to run it again. Hope you got that. If you didn't get that, just shoot me a message down in the comments, down there. Anyway, we're going to now, because we're doing this at least once, please enter A, B, and C. And we enter A, B, and C as following. Double number of solutions. We're using our equation here. This is computer algebra. B times B, which is essentially just B to the power of B. Sorry, B to the power of 2. Minus 4 times A times C. Now these double number of solutions, it's going to be an arbitrary number that you're going to get. Don't expect it to be a specific, just expect it to be lower, equal to, or greater than 0. That's all you need to know for now. If the number of solutions are less than 0, then remember when I said there's no real solution. So we're going to say there's no real solution, and we're going to ask if you would like to run again, y or n. We're going to take that. Again equals the new input.next.char at 0. 0 is an index. You'll just enter something. And what is indexing, you ask? Indexing is starting from 0 and counting, not 1, 2. So as we go 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what the computer does, and it makes sense. Okay? I'm not going to argue with any of you on that because there's a lot of people who like to argue about that. Anyway, char at 0. Remember, always capitalize that A. Once we have that, this is going to tell us what again is. That's also why we declared a char again up here. Alright? Else if number of solutions is equal to 0. Equal to is a comparative operator. If I just did this, it would always turn out to be true. If I did that, it would check if it is true. Remember that. Number of solutions, if it's equal to 0, the answer is then going to be, notice I'm not doing 2 answers, I'm just doing 1 because there will only be 1 answer. Answer will be negative b plus the square root of all that, then divide the whole thing by 2 times a. And why do you're like, hey, well, why didn't you use the negative? Why didn't you use the positive? The reason why I did not is because this doesn't even matter. It's 0. Look, whether we're adding 0 or subtracting 0, we have the same number. Okay? System.out.println, there is one solution, and that solution will be decimal format answer 1. Our format, answer 1. Injecting answer into our format. You can think of it like that. System.out.println, would you like to run again? Yes or no. We take the answer, and of course we do the same thing. Again, it's equal to input.next.char at 0. Else, if all of that is wrong, then there obviously must be 2 solutions. Now, let me stress you guys this. In reality, you want to do more than that, because if they entered something and it comes out to be a weird, wacky, weird solution or stuff or invalid, they're going to want to have to do something else than that. You want to do another else if it's less than greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, then do this, else do this, because sometimes people mess up and they put in some weird stuff. I'm going to tell you. I was looking at user inputs the other day because I was looking for a code to scan over memory. and take the user's last. Oh no. Characters? Shit. And I'm gonna tell you, it looked like people were just fooling around on the keyboard. Okay, but anyway, other than that, we don't need to do that right now because this is a theoretical program. Else, answer 1 is equal to our same thing up here, but remember the quadratic equation is plus or minus, so this time we do the same exact thing here except minus instead of a plus. That's the answer 2. Then we're going to print out there's 2 solutions, both of them. Then would you like to run again? Again is equal to input.next.char at 0. And if it's yes, then we will do this entire thing again until it is no. Okay? And I don't know why I put that there. I don't think I needed that there, but I put it there just in case. Just in case. Okay. Are we set? I'll walk through it with you. And by the way, remember, try not to just copy code and use it. Understand what's going on. Because copying and pasting doesn't help anybody. Not really. Oh, that's right. Success. 5, 6, and 8. 7, 8. Actually 9. Fucking 9. There are no real solutions. If I say yes, what will you do? A, B, and C? 5, 6, 7. There are no real solutions. I would like to run again. What if I did 0, 5, and 2? There is 2 solutions. It doesn't know and negative infinity. Wow. I've never gotten that before. That's actually amazing. Is that right? A0. Yeah, 1 is going to be infinity. Holy shit. That's amazing. That's some good stuff. There are no real solutions. Can I please just, like, get... There's 1 solution it doesn't know. There we go. Sorry. I was going to do the math in my head, and I was like, screw it, I'll just keep doing this. Alright, those are the 2 solutions that we have. Okay. That was some amazing runs we had, I'll tell you that. Doing that many times. Anyway, but as you can see, it works right here. Negative 0.3. Sure, I'll run again. This time, let me do. Did I do the same thing? I didn't. That's amazing! Okay, if you guys don't know what I did, I entered in something very, very similar to the last one. There we go. As you can see, it's starting to work now. On our solutions. On our solutions. On our solutions. Okay, but you get the drift. There's a lot of things I don't have real solutions. There's a lot of things I do have real solutions. As you can tell. Whew, okay. That was that. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tutorial. If you did, always remember, like, thumbs up. I'm going to tell you at the end again, but that was essentially week 6 of coding. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you guys are learning something, getting something from this course, because I really want you guys to. But anyway, without further ado, I think I'm going to sign off here. That is all I have for you guys. Make sure, practice this on your own. Think of stuff. You can even look online, the coding assignments, practice this stuff on your own. Because essentially, if you don't practice this on even I do this on my own. I'll show you. Okay, here we go. I found it. Never mind. This is just something quick I was working on yesterday. So I was in chemistry, and it's awesome to be a computer science major and know how to program, because you can do a lot of this stuff. You can just do it in the computer and have it do it for you, because I had to do conversions and a whole bunch of messy conversions over and over again. And so what I did is I just made a program. I'm not going to go through this because it's a lot to go through, but as you can see, I used just the simple elements. There's nothing fancy going on here. The only thing I would consider even relatively hard is just simply, did I even do a new class? I don't even think I did another class. Yeah, it's all simple. There wasn't even another class to declare it. It's all using the same functions, just using some of these functions, as you can see. We're using them in here. Okay? So this wasn't even a hard, thing. This is using our essential ideas. Now, it does get messy when it comes to the numbers. It took me a long time to get to the theory behind that, of how it was going to work, but eventually I got it. A whole bunch of conversions. I even got it to the point where it would recognize certain chemical formulas. Almost had it to. I was using vector stuff. I'm not good with vector stuff. But, as you can see, we're using the essential elements of what we learned. I just want to show you that really quick. But other than that, now we can move on and say peace out. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a Friday for me, so I am going to first drink some Gatorade, and then I'll see where my Friday takes me. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for more. I'll see you later.